Hi guys, welcome in if you are a first time viewer. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes, and to those of you who have booked a personal reading with me. Please keep in mind that these are general messages, so do not take them personally. Take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find the information in the description box below. So, the message that I have for today is trust everything until you receive a reason not to. Trust does not require a lack of boundaries or protection, right? So, let's pull some cards to see what messages come out regarding this energy. What messages do you have for the collective at this time surrounding this message, helping to articulate a clear and concise message in order for it to be received in the way that you want it to best be received. Help me to see what it is that I need to see to get the message across as clear as possible. And help me to deliver any messages that you deem worthy in order to serve your highest good, for the highest good of humanity, with harm to none. What messages do you have for the collective at this time regarding the energy surrounding this message? Okay, so you have unrecognized, demanding. Give me one more. Fairy woman with unconditional, yeah. So you don't have to give up a part of yourself just to, how can I put this into words as it's coming through? It's almost as if like there's like an energy of just because you put your trust into something, or just because you open yourself up to something, or make yourself vulnerable to something, that does not mean that you have to provide a lack of boundaries towards yourself. You don't have to completely how is this? I'm trying to like put this into words the best way it's coming through, because it's almost as if like you don't have to completely lose yourself in giving yourself to a situation, right? You don't have to pour so much of yourself into something, a new phase in your life, a new lifestyle, a new mindset, right? A new career, a new relationship or connection of any kind, right? You don't have to give so much of yourself that it takes a toll on you and you end up losing your sense of identity because you have given yourself completely to something, right? You can give all of who you are to something and still have boundaries, still have a hedge of protection around you. You can still give yourself to something and remain honest and truthful within yourself that you know who you are, even within this process of opening yourself up to a new reality, right? I hope that makes sense. Because it could be in the past, you may have lost your sense of self, right? Within trying to identify what it looks and feels like to give and receive unconditional love. But moving forward in this new space is almost as if you're already existing within that space of unconditional love, right? You're already living within the freedom of openness, of vulnerability, of, again, unconditional love, of what it means to have true faith, true trust within yourself and the world around you, right? Because you have a connection to God, the Most High, right? You have a strong connection to the universe, right? You're very in tune with the frequencies around you. And so you don't have to, again, you can still maintain your power. You can still maintain your essence. You can still maintain your sense of self, right? Your self-confidence, the courage that you have within yourself, the belief and the faith that you have within yourself, right? In order to kind of bring something to pass, right? You don't have to recreate who you are every time you step into a new journey, right? It's more so about discovering who you are and who it is that you need to become within that space of time, right? Again, that doesn't mean changing your identity. That doesn't mean, but more so like strengthening your character within who it is that you are within your existence. Because maybe you didn't feel comfortable in the past existing within this space of freedom, right? Existing within this space of being who you are, right? Being confident within who you are, standing firm within your beliefs, standing firm within your talents, your gifts, what it is that you have to offer the world around you, right? And now that you're living in that space of confidence, now that you're more comfortable with giving what it is that you have to offer, it's almost as if you're trying to protect that in such a way that you're keeping it to yourself, right? When it's really meant to be given, but to a certain degree, right? And to a degree in which you are not giving more than what you have to offer, right? Not giving so much that you end up losing who you are. So definitely kind of learning how to maintain that balance within pouring into others, pouring into situations that you're meant to, serving your purpose within the mission that you're meant to accomplish, but also maintaining your faith, right? Trusting that if you are, and it more so comes down to the strength of your discernment, right? How strong is your discernment? Are you able to walk away when something shows you what it truly is, right? It's not as if, trust does not mean that people, things, experiences, or situations with bad intentions will not present itself to you, right? Trust is more so, it occurs within yourself in saying, when I do see these things, right, or when these things or situations do present themselves to me, I trust that I myself will be able to walk away from situations that are no longer beneficial to my growth, right? So just because something shows you that it has a bad intention, that doesn't mean that you can't trust it. You absolutely can trust something that shows you that it has bad intentions. But know that you have to put your trust in yourself in that moment when those bad intentions present itself to you, right? When somebody or a situation shows you that it's not beneficial to your growth, when an addiction that you have shows you that it has more control over you than it has over it, right? You have to trust yourself to know that you yourself has to have the strength and the trust within yourself to walk away again from things that are no longer beneficial to your growth, right? Again, trust does not require a lack of protection. Trust is actually the strength of that level of protection that you have within yourself, right? It does not mean a lack of boundaries. It means a protection within yourself, right? That you trust yourself, that when a situation presents itself to you, you will maintain that sense of identity within yourself to be able to say, this is no longer beneficial to me. I need to move forward, right? I may need to take another journey within, or another pathway within this journey. Or I may need to set a firmer boundary, right? Sometimes you don't have to completely walk away. Sometimes you just have to set a firmer boundary within a situation. That way you can trust yourself in knowing, like, okay, I can't trust you with my secrets. So now I know how far to take this situation or relationship or connection, or, right? Trust just means that you yourself have the knowledge of how to carry a situation when the facts of that situation present itself to you. I hope that makes sense. Clarify, unrecognized. The Hierophant. Your tradition, your values, what it is that you believe within yourself. Having firm faith in knowing that you already have everything in this, within this existence, right? 5 of Pentacles, right? So again, trusting that if you've already acquired everything that you have, right, that you have the ability to create this sense of wealth, this sense of resources, right, this sense of abundance, this sense of peace, this sense of stability and security for yourself in order for you to remain safe remain safe and secure within this space of identity that you have created for yourself, then you don't have to worry about giving yourself too much, right? You're offering too much within yourself, right? Because you have already created this space of wealth. You have already created this space of security. You have already created this sense of identity, right? You know the morals you carry. You know the values you carry, right? You know the resources that you have available to you and the resources that you have the capability to obtain. So again, putting your trust in something does not mean that you have to exist within a space of lack. It means that you are opening yourself up to an opportunity to receive more. And if that opportunity presents itself to not have the ability to sustain what it is that you're requiring, then you should have the knowing, the faith, the firmness, right? In order to maintain that tradition within yourself to say, this is not who I am. This is not who I want to be. This is not something that is beneficial to me. So I'm going to put that trust in myself in making the right decision in handling the situation accordingly. Whether that is setting firmer boundaries, whether that is walking away completely, right? It depends on the situation, right? No advice is one fits all, right? You have to you have to know your situation first in order to know what advice to place where. One card for demanding, clarify demanding. The Hermit, right? Knowing who you are. You have to have a firm, yep, with the Star. Again, not allowing the addictions, not allowing the obsessive thoughts, not allowing the bad habits, right? Not allowing spaces of codependency or lack of self-identity or courage within oneself, right? Not allowing your fears to overtake what it is that, or who it is that you truly are, right? Who it is that you know you are, who it is that you believe yourself to be, right? You have to have, a strong sense of knowing within yourself, right? Within what it is that you have the ability to create, right? Because the Hermit card is also a manifester, right? But a manifester of wisdom, a manifester of knowledge, right? A manifester of things that are necessary to the sustainability and security of the home state, right? The home space. And that's the home within your mind, the home within your emotions, the home within your physical sense, right? The home within your social identity, the home within your self-identity, right? Your confidence, the home within what it is that you are creating, the opportunities that you are creating, and the resources that you are building on. But there's definitely, again, like a hedge of protection around what it is that you're giving birth to, what it is that you're creating, right? And so you have to have trust within yourself, right? And because look at the eyes on the both of these, right? They're very, they're seeing from another realm, right? They're seeing within the spirit. They're seeing within the subconscious, right? This is you being able to discern, right? Discern what is for your growth and discern what is there for your demise, no matter how it presents itself to you, right? You have to have the wisdom, the intuitive knowledge, the intuitive guidance, right? You have to be in tune within yourself, within your intuition, to know what is sent there to kind of deter you from your path and what is sent there to encourage your growth. And you have to, again, have enough trust within yourself to plan accordingly when either situation presents itself to you, right? Trust is not necessarily putting your faith in someone else. It's having a firm faith within yourself and what it is that you believe that you can accomplish and how you can accomplish those things, right? How you can bring those things to pass and how you can remain that hedge of protection or maintain that hedge of protection around you, right? Do you trust yourself enough to walk away from a situation that is trying to tear you down? Do you trust yourself enough to know that you're not who other people make you out to be, but you are who you say you are, even though they try to tell you that you don't have these gifts or these gifts and talents are not as beneficial as you believe they are, right? Do you have enough faith in yourself to continue on that path of your purpose and serving your mission, even though other people are trying to deter you from fulfilling that dream and that desire, right? Who do you put your trust in? Do you put your trust in the validation from others, or do you put your trust in the validation in your gift from the source, the Most High, God, the person or the being, the source who has put this gift in you, right? Who has given you the tools that you need to bring this dream to pass, right? What are you putting your trust in? What are you putting your faith in? Where does your faith lie? Within the validation of yourself or within the validation of others? Right? People who try to make you believe that you are not who you say you are, even though you know that you are. Because you have not only shown that, you are not only aware of that, but it's around you. It's within what it is that you have already created for yourself, right? Every single thing that you have desired has come to pass within your life, right? You've already created the Nine of Pentacles and the Hierophant. You have a strong connection to Source. This is Empress energy. Even though the Empress is not here, this is strong Empress energy where you have a strong connection to the energy of reception, right? That means your discernment is very high. Your crown chakra is very open, right? You are able to receive information and use that information to bring to life what it is that you are meant to, the resources that you're meant to create with that information that you receive, right? With the guidance that you receive, with the tools that you receive, right? With the experiences, the people, the lessons, right? The connections, the relationships, the environments that are placed on your path, right? You use those to the benefit of your good to create an additional resource and opportunity for yourself. And that's not something that you believe. It's something that you know because there's physical evidence. And not just one piece of evidence, 9 pentacles worth of evidence, right? It's within the life that you have created for yourself. It's within your peace. It's within your mindset. It's within your habits. It's within the choices that you make, right? It's within the people that you choose to connect and bond yourself to, right? It's within the habits that you create within your daily life in order to maintain that health so that you are able to maintain the motion that you have created within the life that you're already existing in. It's not a belief. You only believe in the things that you don't know to be true. It's what you know. It's who you are. Clarify, fairy woman. You have the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, right? With the 7 of Pentacles, right? So don't get lost in the thought of what it is that you have had to overcome, right? Don't get lost in the mindset that you are fearful of being betrayed, right? Don't get lost in the thought of opening yourself up so much that you will end up in a place where you aren't able to come back from, right? The 10 of Swords is like backstabbing energy, right? So don't get lost in the mindset or in the overthinking that being vulnerable will put you in a place that you can't come back from, that you won't be able to recover from, right? Because you will, right? You know that you can, right? Because you know what boundaries to hold. You know, again, the capabilities that you have. You know that you're able to create that sense of stability for yourself because you already have. You're already living in it, right? The 9 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. And also, God, the Most High, the universe will place you in situations that are beneficial to your growth every time. If the more that you continue to stay connected to source, connected to God, connected to your intuition, your spirit, the discernment that you receive, right? The more protected you are, right? Because in that sense, you're serving your purpose. You're following the mission by like taking action on the guidance that you receive, right? I hope that makes sense how it came through. But you're also in a space where you have built so much trust within yourself that you are only creating things that kind of mirror what it is that you have created for yourself, right? So anything that does not match the growth that you have already received is not on your frequency. It's not on your level, right? And so again, you have the knowing, you have the discernment, you have the understanding that interacting or bonding yourself to certain frequencies that are not on your level will only drain you. They don't have the ability to fulfill you, right? And that does not mean that you are not supposed to pour into situations in which you're called to, even if they're not on your same frequency, right? Because sometimes it is a mission or a purpose or a calling to kind of make deposits in situations in order to fulfill something, right? That is a part of your mission, right? But it's not conducive to your growth to overgive, to overpour in situations that are not able to maintain the sustenance in which you carry, right? So you have to know the difference. You have to be able to discern the difference, right? You have to know yourself. You have to know your situation, right? You have to, again, have that strong sense of discernment in order to know when to pour, who to pour into, and how much to pour into certain situations. In a situation so that you can prevent existing with or feeling betrayed or backstabbed or feeling like you gave more than what you received, right? Or feeling like you'll put yourself in a situation that you can't come back from. also, right? Putting yourself in a situation where you're putting your freedom at risk, right? And like more so like freedom within existing within that space of vulnerability, right? Being able to be who you are in its entirety, right? Within your mind space, right? Being able to share your thoughts completely, light or dark. Being able to share your emotions completely, whether they're intense or shallow within certain moments, right? We all have a duality within us. No matter what frequency you exist on, there is a duality that exists within every being, right? Being who you are within your identity, whether you're secure or insecure within certain moments or certain spaces, right? Places of being, but it's being able to exist within the duality of with an authenticity of who you are in its entirety within every situation that you place yourself in, right? Not having to put a mask on to pretend that you're something that you're not, just to make yourself smaller, to make other people feel more comfortable, right? But let's pull 4 cards to close out this message. 1 card for what we can learn as the major lesson of this message. 1 card for the opportunities we can create. 1 card for what we can meditate on as the focus of this message. And 1 card for the new habits and cycles we can innovate surrounding our growth and expansion regarding this message. One card for what we can learn as the major lesson. Scarcity with shine, right? Learning that you can be, you don't have to preserve, or you don't have to dim your light, or you don't have to tone it down in order to fit into certain spaces, right? Be who you are, right? Know who you are when you walk into certain situations, right? And that doesn't mean, now don't get it confused. That does not mean that you can just be any part of yourself in any setting, right? You have to know the difference, right? Know who you are in a business setting. Know who you are in a social setting. Know who you are in the home setting, right? Know who you are in the friend setting. Know who you are in the parental setting, right? You have to know who you are within each version of yourself. You cannot show up as your business self in the home, right? You cannot show up as your home self in the social setting, right? You have to know who you are in each setting, and knowing that you don't have to tone down each version of yourself in the correct space that you're meant to show up in, right? I hope that makes sense. But knowing that you can have the trust within yourself, right? And that you can still have that certain protection and those certain boundaries, right? Within yourself, to know that you are safe and secure enough to show up in your best self within each version of who you are, right? Allow yourself to be who you are, right? Don't stunt your growth for anybody. 1 card for the opportunities we can create surrounding this message. Resistance. Miracles, right? Existing within that boundaries, right? Again, knowing how to trust yourself, knowing how to trust your boundaries, knowing how to set firm boundaries, and not putting your trust in other people. That's not to say that you can't put your trust in other people, but knowing who you can trust and how far you can trust them, right? That requires a trust within yourself. Sometimes we put so much trust within other people that we don't trust ourselves enough to know how to handle those situations, right? Because we put so much of our trust into certain situations, certain experiences, certain lessons, certain people, right? You have to maintain an equal balance of trust within yourself in the other person to know, like, I trust myself enough to know that I can trust you, but I also trust myself enough to know that if you show me that I can't trust you, then I trust myself enough to walk away, right? I trust myself enough to know that I can set up healthy boundaries within that situation, right? I don't have to accept a lack of trust from you because I have a lack of trust within myself, right? One card for what we can meditate on as the focus of this message. Feeling safe with giving and receiving. That's exactly what I just said. Meditating on how you can maintain those equal boundaries. Trusting how you can, again, maintain that trust within yourself, that sense of safety and security within the stability that you have created for yourself, within the resources that you have maintained for yourself, and also knowing that you can give equally without feeling like you're giving too much, right? Because you trust that whatever it is that you're giving to is worthy and deserving of whatever it is that you have to offer. And if at any point that opportunity, that person, that experience, right, that place, that career shows you that they are no longer worthy of what it is that you have to offer, then you yourself have enough trust within yourself, have enough protection and boundaries around yourself to know that you are no longer liable to give to that situation, to that experience, to that career, to that person, right? However it's going to resonate for you. But it's about feeling safe within yourself, feeling safe within the things that you feel that you can put your trust in, right? Because you trust yourself enough to know that you have the discernment to know what it is that you can give to and feel safe about it, feel secure about it, and not feel like you're over giving, not feel like you're over pouring, right, to a situation that does not have the ability to receive what it is that you have to offer. One card for for the cycles and habits we can innovate to contribute to our growth and expansion. Sacred lust with wounded healer, vulnerability. That's that 8 of Swords and 10 of Swords energy. Being open, being vulnerable, but not overthinking it, right? Not holding yourself in this wounded space to a place where you are not willing to give anything, right? Because your mission, your purpose is to offer what it is that you have received, right? That's part of your purpose, right? Whether that's a creative gift, whether that's a talent that you have, right? However that resource shows up in your life, right? It's pinnacle energy. Pinnacles speak to currency of any kind. So whether that's if you have maintained a level of peace for yourself, right? And what you're offering to others provides them a sense of peace, right? Wealth comes in all forms of currency, not just finances. Please understand that. But yes, evolving in a way where you can put yourself in a place where you are able to be vulnerable and not feel weak, not feel open, or not feel too open, not feeling too insecure, right? But feeling confident and courageous within the vulnerability that you choose to exist in, right? Being open and willing to learn how to be vulnerable in a space that builds your strength, not diminishes it, right? But that is the message that I have for you guys. I hope that it resonated. I know that if you made it to the end of this video, you have found something in it that is worthy and valuable to you. If you feel like there is something in this message that resonated with you, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe so that you can be notified anytime that I drop a video. Have a good one. Bye.